She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Love and Hip Hop Miami. I am here for this Miami season. I'm here for this Miami cast. People already is on my nerve, and it's only episode 1. Not like bad on my nerve, but I'm looking like, I think this person gonna be a problem this season, and we gonna get their ass together. But I hope everyone had a great holiday, a great New Year's. This is the brand new year. It is 2018. As I said in my Love and Hip Hop New York vlog video that I just did earlier today. So yeah, I hope everyone had a great one. Love, peace, and blessings to everyone. Let's get into this review. The first person that see, episode 1 of a new season, of a new series, of a new city is always different because it's more of an introduction to the different people. So you can't really, say much about whatever because you don't know nobody really. So most of these people on here, I have no idea who they are. I just know who, of course, Trick Daddy, Trina. I know of Gunplay, Shay Bucky from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and from Flavor of Love. And then, of course, Pretty Ricky. I don't know nobody else on here, so, it is what it is. So, Amara, who was the first person that we meet, she is, now she's, let me just get this out the way. So, I had seen some of the comments on, like, the Shade Room and, like, Twitter a little bit, how people were commenting on her nationality, her race, and things like that. I can admit, I am very much so ignorant in the aspect of knowing things about Latinas, Dominicans, and people of other races and other nationalities. I am completely clueless when it comes to the different people who look differently because they live in other countries. I am used to Jennifer Lopez's, the Sofia Vergara's, the Shakira's, those Latinas. I'm used to those people, so she looks different, and people are saying different things. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit as I talk about this. Bear with me, okay? I do not mean any disrespect to anyone who is a different race. I don't mean any disrespect. I am completely not aware of different things, so I just want to put that out there first. So she says she's 100% Dominican and a Latina. I don't know any Dominicans or Latinas, so I don't know the difference between the two, basically. So I can't comment on her saying she's 100% Dominican and Latina. I'm aware that people of different races and nationalities come in different skin tones. The same way me as an African American, there are people who are lighter than me, darker than me, but we are all African American. I'm assuming with Dominicans and Latinas, it's the same thing, except the difference is you don't see a lot of darker skinned Latinas and Dominicans on national TV because it's just not shown much. So that's what I get from it. But when she said that she was 100% Dominican and Latina, I myself was confused. Like, wait a minute. I know Latinas is not a race. I think it's not a race. Okay? I'm not sure. I know Dominican is like a race or not. See, I don't know, and I don't want to offend anybody. And it's funny to me because I'm trying not to be offensive. But when she said that she was 100% Dominican, and then said she was a Latina, I was a little bit confused. So we're gonna get to that part of it. Separate from all of that, I don't like her outfit that she has on in her confessional. I think the titties and the whole I think it's too much. I think there's other ways to be sexy and not look trashy. I wouldn't like that look no matter who it was on. I would have preferred if it was just, I just didn't like it. I still think she's beautiful. I think her skin looks, her skin is like the color of chocolate. Like, I just want to lick her. Like, she looks like, I don't know if this, like, her skin, she is beautiful, a beautiful complexion, like, she's a gorgeous girl, but I just did not, the outfit to me looked like she was part of a mariachi band, Like, I just didn't like it at all. I thought she could have did way better than that. And I feel like whoever styled her and put her in that shirt is stupid. But you know, it is what it is. It's too soon for a tits to be out like that. So it is what it is. So, you know, but she is saying how, you know, Latinas come in different shades and different shapes and different, all that stuff is different. Okay, I completely get it. But she just basically wants to be famous singer, artist, musician, just overall, or whatever. So it is what it is. Now she was meeting with a producer called Young Hollywood. Young Hollywood, you know, they meet up or whatever, and he's shocked because when he walk up, she got a mama with her. And I think it's unprofessional to bring your parent to a business meeting unless your parent is a part of your business, unless they are your manager, they do whatever with your business. If your mother is just someone that you hang out with all the time, but they're not really a part of your business, I don't think that you should bring that person to a business meeting. Like, I love my sister and my brother to death, but I'm not going to bring them to a business meeting just because we like to hang out. No, I'm going to bring whoever is with me for the business. I thought that part to me I thought that was dumb for her to do that, but you know, it is what it is. But she's like, you know, it's a take it or leave it thing. You know, we always together, and she comes with me because she sees things that I don't see. You need to get you a good manager, mama. I mean, you do want your parent or your mom there because no one will look out for you like your parent. However, I still think it was unprofessional in the way that she brought her mom there. Our mom, I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because people do have a parent as their manager or their accountant or their whoever. I don't think that's her mom is, but you know, it was what it was. We then see Gunplay, who was introduced. I think Gunplay is very sexy from a distance. Because when I get up close to him and I can see that he's had a hard knock life, and you know, he got like some extra teeth and stuff like that. So I'm looking like, maybe not. But I think he's a sexy guy from a distance. I think he got his teeth done, how Scrappy got his teeth done, or you know what I'm saying? Because there's some guys who got their teeth done and they look even better now. I feel like Gunplay, you know, come season 3 of Miami, he gonna have his teeth fixed, okay? And he gonna look gorgeous, okay? Just gorgeous, my darling, gorgeous. But I think he's very sexy from a distance. And I like thugs. Anywho, so we see that he's kind of moving back to Miami after being on probation or parole. He was almost sentenced to life in prison, but he has his whole second chance. And let's hope that he does good with the second chance. I mean, with a name like Gunplay, I mean, you know, you gotta watch yourself. He has a girlfriend whose name is Kiara, and Kiara basically does not want them to come back to Miami because she feels like Miami is just a whole bunch of fuckery and bullshit, and it's gonna be crazy. You know, that's gonna be trouble. He like, look, you know, I'm a new Gunplay, so you know, we're gonna go back and make this money. And you know, we see that he goes back and he is meeting up with Trick Daddy. Now, everybody know who Trick Daddy. Everybody know. You know who Trick is, how Trick love the kids, and he's had hit after hit after hit. He's a main figure in Miami and the sound of Miami, so you know it is what it is. And you know, so he's basically asking Trick, you know, I'm trying to do a new album and I want you to be on it. Trick saying how he don't really do music with a lot of people, but he'll do it with Gunplay. The thing that I loved about this scene was how real they were at, like a little restaurant type thing, sitting outside of the little restaurant, and Trick was actually eating the food. Now, if you think about any other Love and Hip Hop franchise, they ass don't be eating, they ass be sitting there with water, just chit chatting. Trick was eating food. It was very funny to me. But I like how the season is kind of more real, in my opinion. You know, at least with Trick's scene and Gunplay's scene. So, you know, Trick then says how him and Trina is making an album called TNT, Trina and Trick, or Trick and Trina, because they're explosive, and how they want Gunplay to also be on their album too. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole collaboration trifecta situations or whatever. But then Trick said he might need to get a tummy tuck. He is in Miami because his belly is big. And I'm looking like, Trick, it's okay. People like big bellies, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big girl. I ain't get no goddamn liposuction. It is what it is. But we know that Trick looks different than he used to when he first came out, because Trick actually has lupus. And lupus has was it lupus? Yes, I think it's lupus. Yes, it's lupus. And lupus just affects your body in different ways. So that can also be a reason why, you know, he's gotten bigger and he looks different than he used to. Next we see who Shay Bucket Johnson is then left Atlanta. Now she in Miami, and she said how she was so distraught and so sad and so, you know, in a funk when her and Scrappy broke up. But she's like, now I got a new man and a new mindset and a new body, and I'm in Miami. I'm like, okay, did she just admit she got a body done? Probably so. It is what it is. And we see that she's dating who? Pleasure P and Pretty Ricky. I don't know if I fully believe them as a couple, just because I don't be, you know, I like Shay. I think Shay's a cool person. I think she got a bad rap from when she was on Flavor of Love, and people see her jump from show to show to show. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I believe it all the way yet. We'll see what it is. You know, P is saying how he's, you know, him and because he's been on the road so much doing stuff, him and Shay haven't been able to spend as much time together as they want to. So her moving to Miami so they can be together, you know, will give them time to be a couple. Girl, bye. They then go to this house where she said her realtor got her house for right now. That's the Airbnb. That's for the time being, just to shoot the show for a couple months, and that it is. We get what it was. P is saying how, you know, because him and his group broke up because they had all these issues back in the day, but that they're currently trying to get back together because everybody's trying to get back together these days. You know, as we saw on Love and Hip Hop, was it Hollywood? How Fizz was saying how they can all go on tour together. Pretty Ricky, B2K, you know, that would have been a great show, honestly. But you know, he's telling Shay how him and the group gonna get back together, and she acting like, you know what I'm saying, he Michael Jackson, they Jackson 5. Like they don't need, or like he don't need the group. I mean, ain't none of them been around with a hit in a minute. Pleasure did have a good little solo career, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit a minute. But none of them doing anything right now. So, girl, let that man go make some money. Stop acting like he don't need the money. Okay? Let's not act like, you know what I'm saying, money ain't what it is. So she just saying how, you know, because of all the things the group did to him and said about him when they broke up and how they was just kind of, it was a crazy mess. She felt like he shouldn't go back and work with them, that he'd be good on his own. She being selfish, it is what it is, and I can tell where that's gonna go. So she's telling him, like, you know, well, I support you, but I don't support your group. I don't support you going back to be with them. I'm only about you. You know, you don't need Pretty Ricky. You know, they some whatever. You know, it should be about you. And he looking like, well, if she feel like that, you know, I'm not going to even include her in it. You know what I'm saying? Because we trying to put the group back together. So yeah, Bobby Light is who already get on my nerve. Bobby Light is Trina's cousin. Okay, he's a rapper. He also happens to be gay. He's like a gay flamboyant type rapper. And he's saying how because of him being gay and flamboyant, a lot of people don't take him serious as a rapper. I can see that happening. You know, people have this whole stigma, imagination situation in their mind to how a rapper should be. And if you happen to be a homosexual male, that you can't be a rapper, which is weird because they will accept a homosexual female. I feel like if you're a rapper, you're good. You know, be what it is. I mean, are you a whack rapper? That could be why they don't take you serious. I mean, they showed him in the booth, and he was, you know, doing some things. It was cute for what it was. But I can get how if a person walk up to you and they look a certain way, and they be like, I'm a rapper, you'll be like, you what? Girl, no, and this is horrible because it's a stereotype. It's, you know, they're stereotyping them, but you know, the world is fucked up and it is what it is. So he's saying how he just kind of wants people to take him serious. I think the way to have people take you serious is you have to just keep at it. You know what I'm saying? There will always be people who doubt you for what you do. You have to just be consistent in what you do, and always put your best foot forward. So it is what it is. And then we see Trina. You know, Trina and Trick is performing a show. They had a show, like an all-white party, and they performing there. You know, you don't know there. And then been the places I've been, spending grants I spend. I'm sorry, I got back. I'm sorry, I'm back. Okay, I'm not back then anymore. Anywho, so they're performing now or whatever. It was a good little show. That was the shit. No one can tell me when man come on, you don't rap the whole verse. If you're a female, you rapping the whole Trina verse. If you're a man, you rapping the whole Trick verse. It is what it is. You know, Trick is somehow he's back to claim his throne. You know, Trick has been off the grid a little bit. To my knowledge, he hasn't had a hit in a while. But again, I live in Miami. Sometimes artists have bigger hits in their city that people elsewhere don't know. So don't shoot the messenger. So, they have like a little after party or whatnot. So then we see Bobby, Trina cousin, trying to get to the after party, and his ass ain't on the list. But somehow someone sees him, know who he is, like, okay, yeah, he can come in. So he go knock on the door. Trick say, Trina, that little boy out here. I'm like, Trick, that little boy, that girl outside. That's what it reminded me of. So, he come in and he's already, Trina's mad because you see that he's dressed like in these bright clothes. And she's like, you know what, you already over here with some shit because this is an all-white party and you is in all these colors. He was like, no, I didn't know it's all-white party, I didn't know that. So that's not, this was not intentional. So, she's bringing up why they don't really rock with each other, like why they don't hang out around each other a lot. She's saying because he is always extra. He's always causing trouble, always being, it's been an issue. She brings up like in 2016, he got into a fist fight with her, staff or with like her assistants or whatever. You can't, you can't be doing stuff like that. So she's like, for that reason, she keeps him at arm's length. And then he's saying how he feels like her minions don't like him and have an issue with him. And she's like, no, you know what I'm saying? They not even here for you. They work for me, so they don't care about you. So what are you talking about? She was like, you barely invited, so you know what I'm saying? Just have a seat. Dog. You can I'm getting to that later. So, and that's it or whatever. Pretty Ricky is, meeting up to have a conversation or whatever about coming back together. And, it was real quick. It was what it was. You see, Baby Blue was the one who kind of has the issue because he's saying how back before, what I'm saying, he was the one doing all the work. He was the one pushing the record button. He was the one pushing the stop button. He was the one pushing all the buttons, being the producer, director, the shoe shiner, whatever was need to be done. Baby Blue was acting like it was him. P is saying how, we all did our own thing back then. We all was working. And Blue was saying like, no, y'all would come in and do y'all verse or whatever. And y'all would leave back out. And then I would be there all night, all day, giving my blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, he acted like he was out in the fields picking cotton. I'm just like, Blue, calm your ass down, bruh. You ain't, just calm down. So, P is saying like, all you say is I. We was a group. And he also says, this is the reason why sometimes we can't even be around each other because someone brings up some old bullshit and it becomes an argument. So Spectacular, kind of reads the peacemaker. He say, look, you did all that and you said in the studio because you wanted to. You chose to be that. We didn't force you to do that. You did it on your own. You said, it needs to be done. I'm just going to do it. And you took it upon yourself to do it. So you can't act like we made you do shit. He says, but now that we're back together, we all going to pull our weight. It's going to be what it is going to be. So, what I'm saying? They dab it out. It is what it is. P is saying how, we're going to do this last album. We're going to do this last tour for the fans. And we're going to make it do what it do. It is what it is. Amara. Amara goes back to see Young Hollywood. And this is where I say things for me were confusing based on how her and Young Hollywood had a conversation. So, when she comes in, Hollywood is saying how, him being a producer, at times he has to help produce by music stuff and also sometimes with image stuff. This depends. He starts talking about how she looks. And she's like, what do you mean, my look or whatever? He says, I wonder if you can be more Beyonce, less Macy Gray. In that aspect, he just meant he didn't like her hair. I'm saying? Because Macy Gray has an afro. Beyonce, for the most part, has, her hair, long down or whatever. He insinuated that afros are not elegant. I am African American. And sometimes I don't like afros. As y'all know, when I let my hair air dry, it gets curly. It gets on my nerve because it's a lot to deal with. I feel like he had the right to say he doesn't like afros. I don't feel like he should make her feel like she shouldn't like afros. I don't feel like he should make her feel like she needs to change. I think it's a way to tell someone, hey, maybe we can do a different kind of look without offending them. And I feel like he didn't say the right things. I feel like he had all the right ideas in his head, and he was talking, and it came out the worst way ever. Because when he said, this more elegant and classy, she said, so Afro's gonna be elegant. Some people think they can't. Some people think they can. I think some people think you wear an Afro for certain events, movies, or different projects. But again, I felt like he just said all the wrong shit. I think in his head, he didn't realize what his mouth was saying. And because people like different things. Like, some people don't like short hair, they like long hair. I think for her, she connected her hair to her heritage. And so for her, she was offended, and she had every right to feel how she felt. When she went in to say how she's an Afro-Latina, and he's like, so are you African or are you Latina? He was confused. Let me say, so was I. I said, oh, I wonder if that was her way of saying, because I've never heard of an Afro-Latina. I haven't. As I said in the beginning, I'm ignorant in that point. I have never heard of that. So when she said she's an Afro-Latina, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's her way of saying that she, maybe a little bit African American, and then some Latina, and then some Dominican, and she's saying that she's biracial. I didn't get what it meant, and I was like, but wait, in the beginning she said that she's 100% Dominican, so she's 100% Dominican, while she's not saying that she's Afro-Latina. I was confused simply because I've never heard of it. So for me, I feel like she is aware that people might not be aware that there are different color Latinas, Dominicans, and things like that. I think she may have been aware that people might not know what Afro-Latina is. I felt like the producers of the show, in her confessional, should have asked her to talk about it, to educate the people watching the show. Everyone watching the show is not going to be from Miami. Everyone watching the show is not going to be Latina, Dominican, who know what she's talking about. So it's like, I felt like the producers of the show didn't do the viewers of the show justice, because if we've never heard of an Afro-Latina, you can't be upset if we don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if she's going to represent the unknown, underappreciated, undervalued, you don't see them a lot. That's what, the people who we don't see, the darker skinned Dominicans and Latinas. Then explain that to people, like in the confessional part, like when he was saying dumb shit, like, "Are you African?" And he held up a little black sign, the black face. I'm looking like, the fuck you doing that for, bruh? You know what I'm saying? I felt like that should have been their chance to ask her, saying he's an idiot, he doesn't know what it is, let me say what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not know, because I don't know. I had no idea, and I thought about Googling it before I did this video, but I'm looking like, no, I want to be honest in my ignorance of it. And sometimes ignorance isn't a bad word. It just means it's something that you're not educated in it. And I'm not educated in Dominican, Latinas, any of that stuff. So I'm not scared to say I don't know. But I think the show missed the mark to let us know what, because I still don't know what it is. Like, and I saw people trying to explain it in the comments of different things, they couldn't even really fully explain it. So I'm like, you're upset because a person doesn't know what something is, but you kind of don't explain it. All that was said was, they're different skin tones to Dominicans. But I'm like, I didn't know that Dominican and Afro-Latina are two different things, I'm guessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know this shit. So, I mean, fuck, tell me. What the fuck? So, I feel like she was offended because of what he was saying, but I feel like he just didn't know. And I don't think we should attack him for just not knowing. Now, if he knew what it was and he was just being stupid, okay, he's an asshole. But I'm like, if he clearly just don't know, because when she said Afro Latina, he was like, so you like, he didn't fucking know. So I'm like, people sometimes need to understand that when a person doesn't know, sometimes they ask dumbass questions because they just don't know. But if they ask you a dumbass question, you explain it to them, then they are aware. But you can't get mad at someone who isn't aware of something that you don't tell them what it is. You know what I'm saying? But she just says how, you know, everyone isn't the same complexion, you know, they all look different, you know, just they're not seen as much, and it was what it was, you know. But he's like, I feel like you're upset with me. She's like, well, I am upset with you because I feel like I could work with someone who would like me for I was, and that's not you. And then, you know, he's like, you know what, I feel like you should just let it go. You know, you're kind of focused on this whole Afro thing, and I think you're kind of, it's like you're being psychotic right now about it. And she ends up leaving. So I think he said all the wrong things because he didn't know what she was as far as her race or nationality. You know what I'm saying? And I believe someone says how Latina isn't a race. But again, as I said, I'm completely ignorant. So if any of you have any information, feel free to put it in the comment section below. Because I don't want to offend anyone, but I can honestly say I don't know what it is, but I think he looks gorgeous. It is. I just don't like the goddamn confessional look. You know, so it is what it is. We see Gunplay meet up with his girlfriend and, you know, Kiara. And he says how she's from Chicago and how she got shot 3 times in a drive-by shoot. I'm looking like, well, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? She's a survivor. He said how she's, you know, she's bad. You know, she just has a big ass, big boobs, and she has a pretty face. She's also a little funny looking, but she's pretty. She's exotic, different, pretty. She's not typical pretty, but she's still pretty. You know what I'm saying? I don't like her. But I'm like, she has a big butt and big boobs. It is what it is. She's still saying how she don't like Miami because it's all these hoes in Miami. And it's the hoes in Miami, and you know how you be. And he like, I don't change, man. I can keep my dick in my pants. It is what it is. You know, but he's saying Miami is better for them because he can make more money in Miami. Okay, well, you know, you gotta make money. You gotta do what it is. So he's saying how he gonna have another album to do while he in Miami. So she said, well, who's the female rapper you want to work with? And I'm looking like, well, that's a weird ass question, but it is what it is. You know, he says how he wants to work with some girl named Miami Tip. He says, though, how his girlfriend don't know him and Miami Tip used to mess around and he'd sleep with her, and she don't know, and then he not gonna tell her. He said, because he's older now, he can keep it thick in his pants. It is what it is. I'm like, yeah, okay. We then see Pretty Ricky. This lipstick is so, I love it. I love it. So I'm trying not to lick my lips because it's lipstick, but it's what it is. But it stays on really well. It's the Rihanna Stunner Lip Paint that I put on, that I'm gonna probably wear in all my videos now. Anywho, Pretty Ricky is performing. I'm assuming Pretty Ricky performed at a goddamn high school auditorium because that was either a high school auditorium or a church convention center. But it wasn't like a real, and it looked like it was like maybe 30 or 40 girls there, and that was it. I'm looking like, y'all put on a free concert just to do an episode. Okay, it is what it is. But you know, you have to start somewhere. So we then see, you know, they finish performing. They have like a little meet and greet. The girls are like taking pictures with them or whatever. And then Shay's there. And Shay is basically saying how, you know, the whole thing is crazy. You know, how she's only there for pleasure. You know, it's all about pleasure. Fuck the other guys. And, you know, the other guys are basically nobodies. So when she's walking up, at first security was like, hold up, you know what I'm saying? They not seeing no more ladies. They don't even know that that's a Pleasure P girlfriend. I'm looking like, girl, you was a nobody yourself. So, you know, he like, no, she can come in. She's fine. She's like, right, I know I can come in because I'm your woman. Yep, I'm here. I'm his girl. Girl, if you have to announce yourself in that form of fashion, you was not his girl, okay? Because my thing is, when I'm with someone and I walk into a room and his friends is there, hey, J. Lee, I don't have to say, I'm his girl, I'm here. No, because they know who I am. Point blank into the period. So, you know, but Pleasure was surprised she's there. So because she said how she really wasn't trying to support him. with them as a group. And so you're like, I'm just surprised she's here. So, you know what I'm saying? She then says, you know, I'm just here to support my man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to support him because he's the shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm surprised y'all back together now because it wasn't too good. It wasn't too good so long ago. And I'm like, did she make her own noise, girl? Bye. So from there, you know, Baby Blue hear her. I mean, she wasn't whispering. Like she came to make a scene. She came to do scene. Okay. So she says it out loud or whatever. The guys kind of see her saying stuff, and at first they didn't say that, they like walked away. But then Blue was like, where you found this hoe at a group home? Like, he found a hoe at a group home? I mean, what? My thing is, yes, that's a diss to her, but it's also a diss to him. Like, you saying he out here searching group homes for girlfriends? Okay, if you say so. He said a halfway house. It was like, well, the same goddamn thing, you know. And, you know, she's like, you know what, I'm just here for him because, you know, he here to jumpstart y'all career because you don't even have one right now. And he like, you know what I'm saying, bitch, last I heard, you wasn't even making any money. Now, see, my thing is this. I don't know why they going back and forth. I do feel like Pleasure should have told her to stop. Like, the minute she said, y'all, things wasn't going good, he should say, you know what, come on, let's go. Like, you should have got her out of there immediately because she was there to cause a scene. But he didn't do that, and the scene happened. So them two is kind of arguing back and forth. Now I'm looking like it's, and everybody looking at her like, why? Because she came up in there starting shit. Like, she came in there starting a goddamn fight. And, you know, they kind of arguing back and forth or whatever. And, you know, she then said, you know what I'm saying, you a loser, bum ass bitch. You know, you ain't shit without Pleasure. And he like, Pleasure, like, man, if she was gonna cause goddamn trouble, she could have stayed at home, which is true. Shay was 100% absolutely positively in the wrong. Now, was Baby Blue wrong also for saying, calling her a hoe and asking Pleasure if he found her at a group home? Yes, he was, but she started it. But he still shouldn't disrespect women. You know, it is what it is. But women shouldn't be, you can't go at a man and then be mad that he disrespects you because you disrespected him first by even saying, you know what I'm saying, how you weren't supportive of the group. You should have just shut up. You should have just supported your man and left it at that. But you didn't want to do that. So, you know, Pleasure take her out because they're yelling. They're yelling in this goddamn school hallway. Yes, I think it's a school. They're yelling back and forth. So he pulling her out. It might have been a church. Them was somebody from the church door. Like down in the conference room. That's where like they was at. You know, so she's pissed off when she like, you know what I'm saying, why I gotta be all calm? Why I gotta calm down? You know, why would, you know, he disrespected me? I can't believe, you know, you let someone disrespect me. Spectacular walk up and he like, we didn't disrespect you. She's like, I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about that fat shoddy one over there. You know, he said this and he said that, and you know what I'm saying? And she being extra. She's being very, 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 very fucking extra. And, you know, just saying how it was Pleasure's show. You know, this is his show. I was here for him. And he like, no, it wasn't my show. It was our show. This was a Pretty Ricky show. You can't come here and make it about me. It wasn't about me. And I can't believe you not defending me. And you know what I'm saying? You should defend me. And she's like, how he should defend her and flip out on his group. Bitch, what? No, the fuck he shouldn't. I mean, she then said, you know what, I'm good because you let him talk like that and I can't believe that. He like, all right, I'm good too. And he not feeding her bullshit. She was completely 100% absolutely in the wrong. Shay, that's why your ass is single now, because you don't know how to control your goddamn self. Sometimes shut the fuck up and just move the fuck on because it's not about you. It wasn't about Pleasure P. It was about Pretty Ricky as a group. The next scene we see, Jesus Christ, you know, Bobby, Trina's cousin, meets up with the girl Miami Tips. Now he wished Trina could understand him more, would support him more, or whatever. Miami Tip makes the worst mistake that a person can make. She then invites him to lunch with Trina because Trina has invited her to lunch. When someone invites you somewhere, you don't bring a +1, especially when a +1 person, you know, they not on the best of terms right now. And his ass wasn't invited. And the only time you can invite someone is if you call, say a person, say, hey, can I bring so-and-so with me? If you don't ask them, can you bring someone? Don't bring someone, mama. Don't do it. So, you know, they show up to the lunch. Trina looks surprised. And she was like, you didn't say you was bringing a guest. Because guess what? His ass wasn't invited. He wasn't invited to the point where they had to pull his ass up a chair. He didn't even have a seat. They had to give him a seat so that he could have several. He had to have several goddamn seats on the edge of the goddamn table because he didn't have no seat at the table. My thing is, I'll have a seat, but I don't want to have a seat if my seat ain't at the table with everybody else. If I have to sit at the edge of the table and they pull up a little stool for me to sit on, I don't want to be there. I gotta go. It ain't for me. I ain't supposed to be here. It is what it is. So, he sit down and he instantly gets hyped. He instantly is saying how, I just want you to understand that. And I'm like, well, damn, Bobby. Calm down, Bobby. Breathe, Bobby. And Trina's assistant said, you always getting hyped. Now, this is the assistant who him and the Bobby dude they got into a fight. So they don't even like that. So when he said something to Bobby, I'm like, you maybe shouldn't have said that because y'all only like. And my thing is, I think when you don't like someone, when you address them when they're not talking to you, you trying to start some shit. That's just my personal opinion. But it is what it is. Bobby is saying how her assistant wants to be her cousin, but I feel like Bobby ass want to be the goddamn assistant. If it seems like Bobby feels because Trina is his cousin that he gets special treatment, like he should be the standout person because they're family. This is my thing about family. Just because your family member is famous and they ass made it, it don't mean they have to take you with them. It doesn't mean that they have to, now get you to be popping. They don't have to do that at all. Now, should family help other family? Yes, they should. But when said family always causing trouble, you just don't want them around you, because when you get famous, if you bring trouble with you, it will cause trouble for you. And it seems like Trina knows that, and that's the reason why she's not supporting this particular cousin, because he seemed like trouble. Like he's turning Tommy turn up. Whenever it's time to turn up, his ass turning up, and she don't want that around, because when you are trying to be a business person, you don't want to bring the bullshit to your business. Okay? You just don't. So, Bobby says how you wish you was her blood. And the assistant like, I don't want to be you, bitch. It's the whole back and forth thing. They arguing. And then Trina like, look, you come around, because she's like, yo, everybody shut the fuck up. So everybody stop talking. She says to her cousin, when you come around, you always acting crazy. You can't be turning up on my crew. You can't do that. And I feel like she said that because she's established herself. And she runs her circle in a certain way. Her cousin can't come in and want to fuck all that up and then use the guise of, well, I'm her cousin, so whatever I do, it don't matter because I'm her family. Y'all have to respect me because I'm her family. No, bitch, you need to respect my circle. You need to respect how I do things. If you respect how I do things and you fall in line with how I do things, you can be around me, but you can't come in bringing in your Tasmanian devil bullshit antics and think I'm going to just react to your craziness. That ain't how it works, boo, at all. He's saying how he kind of just wants to, he just wants to be a superstar. And he feels like, because, what do you say? He feel like he should be famous because Trina famous. That's basically what it is. It is what it is. And, the assistant then says, I can't be fake. I don't want to have lunch with this bitch. And I'm like, assistant, bruh, you can't. I'm like, okay, my God, here we go. So they're like, well, what's the problem with y'all? Like, why don't y'all get along? Man, the assistant then said, he looked at Bobby and said, you was a bum and you was beneath me. You will always be beneath me. I'm like, now that was harsh. And he said that, and you heard Bobby like exhale, and then he just threw like some food at him. Trina then had to duck. The assistant sitting next to Trina. I'm looking like, you said fuck your cousin and threw some shit. You just said, but it shows how he is Tommy turn up. He don't care what's going on. He finna act. Y'all at a full-fledged restaurant. You up in here fighting, throwing food for nothing. Just because you want to be a part of my circle. It's because he wants to be a part of her circle. That's what he wants. And she won't. She don't rock with him. And the thing about family is sometimes you don't rock with all your family because of how they act. And clearly this is how he acts. So, the fight is broken up and everything. And, Trina gets out the way. They then go outside and have a conversation. And, he gangsta now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take no disrespect from no bitch. I take too much stuff all the way in life. I get it. But, bruh, Trina's circle ain't your circle. Create your own circle. create your own circle and then don't include her ass, okay? But you can't get mad if she don't include you. He says, I just want you to accept me as your cousin and as an artist. Again, he wants Trina to make him famous. He wants her to accept him in her circle so that he can get closer to being famous. And she ain't having it because his ass too extra. You know, he like, why do you let your minions disrespect me? She's like, first of all, stop calling them minions, because if they called you some names, you wouldn't like it. And that's true, because they can call you some names, bro. They can't. You can't call people names, because when they start calling you names, you're gonna be offended. You know, she tells him how, you know, you can't come to what I've built, the legacy that I built, the name that I built, and try to impose your ways on, you know, your outrageous ways on my life. You can't do that, and he can't. Family or not. If your cousin is a crackhead, just because he's your cousin don't mean you want him in your circle. If he does outrageous shit like smoke crack. And if my cousin is always fussing and fighting, and I'm not a person who be around here fussing and fighting and getting into shit, I don't want that energy in my circle. And I have every right to keep you at arm's length, family or not. He's like, you know, I just want to be around you and not have to deal with them. But that ain't gonna happen. It's not. You know, not in a business-like setting. At a family reunion, maybe, but not around here. You know, he's like, they should know where I stand in life, and I should stand above them because I'm your family. Hey, you know, she says her crew is trained to act a certain way because she's got them in order to how she wants things in her life to go. And she's like, if you don't act accordingly, I can't have you in my life. And then he says, well, you know, I'm your family. I can't be trained. So, you know what I'm saying? You're a superstar. I'm going to be a superstar. I'm trying to make my music despite you not helping me or supporting me. And it is what it is. He go his way and she go hers. Bobby gonna go every last nerve I have simply because he feels entitled because he her cousin. That's the only thing. Because he kept saying, like, I'm her first cousin. I'm her cousin. We're cousins. We're blood. Boy, build your own empire. Okay? And do whatever it is. So, I didn't mean for it to be this long, but it is. But I'm finna end it because it's 2:30. And I have one more show to watch to review. So, that's how the episode went off. I thought it was a great first episode. Can't wait for the rest of the season. Can't wait. So, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.